I'm torn in so many ways. I want to spend my skill point, but everything looks so good. One question is always, do we want to empower something that is underpowered, such as everything in these two tiers, or do we want to go even further down the well with one of these other skills? Like, I like the idea of logic, encyclopedia, conceptualization's just kind of fun. Visual calculus is fucking cool if you can pull it off. Reconstructing crime scenes and all that. Interfacing, while being kind of creepy, is neat. It's your touchy skills. The reaction speed's what I specialize in the first time around, just because it might help me stay alive, considering my abilities to stay alive aren't amazing. So that might come in handy. Perception, hand-eye coordination, like these all kind of make sense. I'm a little torn. I can go in a few different ways here. Encyclopedia kind of sounds fun because it could just have endless information. And they're just so happy when they get to provide me with information. Then there's all the many other things, like empathy or morality. Hold yourself together. Keep your morale up. Volition urges you to be a good guy, to others and to yourself. It enables you to resist temptation, be it a bottle, between a pair of legs, or at the end of an iron barrel, which promises oblivion. Volition gives you the will to finish the investigation, improving your morale, one of the two health pools in the game. Oh, so volition's the opposite of endurance. So that is where that meter comes from. At high levels, volition helps you hyper sane. When you're about to get funky, it keeps you normal. It's a bit of a party pooper. At low levels, however, you'll have a little morale. Without it, you'd be a profoundly unstable cop, falling apart at the seams as you make irreversible mistakes. Last time was last episode was the first time where we didn't die. The whole episode. It was definitely tempting to go into these. Endurance. Cool for fighters who can take a hit. Lookouts who don't need sleep. Human batteries. Endurance is your metabolism and circulatory system. It improves your health. One of the two health pools in the game. Enables you to survive being a cop. Who cares if you can't aim a gun? If you can take a few bullets. Oh, bad idea. That's a bad trade-off. Why be afraid of drugs that hurt your health if you're a very, very healthy man? That's not how any of these things work. At high levels, endurance enables you to take a few knocks to the head, enjoy a greater quantity of drugs, and shake off a few cardiac arrests. Just a few heart attacks, this is no biggie. It makes you a powerful man who looks down on the weaklings who can't keep up. However, cops with low endurance are likely to struggle. The body is frail already, and the flesh of a cop will often be tested. And if it doesn't pass, it dies. So I'm a little tempted to give myself like one more physique, one more volition, and one more psyche. That can just die in one hit right now, which is a bit rough. I didn't fully know that was going to be what I did when I did 51115. When I still like the idea, getting one shot is a little rough. That's not a lot of games let that happen, but this game doesn't really have combat for the most part, so that makes sense. I'm tempted, because it could be fun to have like way too much of one of these stats too. Let's give myself some volition. Boom. 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 I'm curious about this. The crown is still here. It's my signature skill. Or is this just a learned skill? But like a signature skill is different somehow. I'm curious about how it's different. Suppose we'll find out at some point. Fucker shits himself! That was like a week ago, dude. You've been here for a long time. Let's inspect the belt. Back to the body. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, A sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. Encyclopedia. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt. Big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under 6-rotor airships. Don't ask me how I know, but this is a lashing belt used for airlifting cargo. Airlifting? I thought it was used in lorries for strapping cargo on them. Apparently this is the reinforced kind for air transport. My brain cells tell me so. He nods. The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they used whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves. We've narrowed down another thing about the look. This is cool. Alright. So we have footsteps that are giving us some information. Then we have the political motivation for the particular lynching. And now we have a source for the rope. That gets a lot more specific than they were ready. We're assuming dock workers from the harbor did it? Yes. I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes. Motivated by the ongoing strike. He politely raises an eyebrow. You? Makes sense. Believably mundane. 70% of the cases I get are just filling in the blanks of the initial report. He covers his nose. This belt worries me. They sure want him to stay up there. That rope's reinforced with steel wiring. I was afraid it would be. He rises to inspect the noose. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down much more problematic than I had imagined, than I had assumed. Does it? Can't you just loosen? We just need to get a ladder and get up here, press the little clip or whatever, and it'll loosen it, and that'll lower him rather abruptly. We should probably figure out how to catch him, but you know. How did they even get tied up there? A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. He points to the buckle, tying the belt to the branch above. Yeah, I guess you pull really, you just, once the buckle's there, it has a one-way sort of give direction, so you just pull on this rope and he'll go higher and higher. Decent plan, the setup. But I do feel like you can just push the clip and it'll release. But I could be wrong. I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt. Buckle closes. He makes a pulling motion. It's what I would do. Seems easier than climbing up there. Visual calculus. Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory. Further counteracts my previous idea when we were pulling on it that the creaking might have been from the branch, which we've confirmed it was the neck at this point anyway. But the branch is probably not going to give if they did that kind of thing. Like, not only is it supporting his weight already, but they pulled him up there by pulling over the branch actively. So that thing's been tested at this point, and it's probably not going to give out. Let's look at the tattoos. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso. From the right shoulder to the solar plexus, each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. That seems like a pretty cool tattoo. Is this a microelectronic pet system? I have only a cursive knowledge of the science of cybernetics. I would not know if it were. But it's not quite complex enough, is it? Interfacing. It doesn't seem familiar with the from the insides of any radio computer your mind can imagine. The somewhat organic lines remind you of an old filament memory units, but not quite? No. You're nowhere near right. I'm missing something here. So am I. A sudden ringing fills the air as the lieutenant pulls down the zipper of his orange jacket. What? Perception. He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under his arm. Takes a thin piece of milled aluminum from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears, some sort of camera. What's that? A Interrogate Sunshine Mini. Interrogate is the world's leading manufacturer of intercommunication devices. Primarily projectors. I'm great at this. The camera before you looks familiar somehow. Shit, Kuno, what the fuck is that? An instant color camera. He produces 2 metal-capped ampoules and clicks them into place on the side of the apparatus. A thin slot shines there. I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one. He points the camera at the corpse, peering into it. The lens needs adjusting, then... Neat. So we'll... I feel like you could have taken the picture on the other side of his body if you wanted to get a detail of his tattoo. Just seems like this might be more on the other shoulder than this shoulder, but I don't know. A sound, shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper rolling out. On it, a color, perfect copy of the dead man's tattooed chest. In case we need it, the lieutenant says and shakes the paper, letting it dry in the cool wind. Cool machine. Yes. He slides the camera closed and tucks it away on his belt. It is pretty cool, isn't it? Interfacing. There's only 1 ampoule left. Use it wisely. And also try to get more. What do we need this photo for? New task, the victim's tattoos. It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say that it was a man of physical violence. A story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around. Can I have it? I should look at it later without the corpse smell. Sure, just don't lose it. He hands you the piece of rolled up photo paper. It's no larger than a pack of cigarettes. The glassy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms. Yeah, it's rough to take the picture a week after death, and then show it to people. I'm sure they'll love it. Look him in the eye. His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Perception. These eyes used to be blue. Baby blue. Dark brown hair grows from his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess. Ooh, that's not a good chance. Inland Empire, tell me who you are, dead man. Hey! Unlikely success. I'm gone. What is happening? What do you mean? I'm talking to you. It's the power of your... Black frothy liquids start bubbling from his lips. Imagination. Go ahead. Ask me more questions. You fucking love questions. Yeah. Where have you gone? Into the wild pale yonder. Where's that? In the past. Way out in the west. I can see you're gone, but who are you? I'm a joke. Look at me. You are now. But who were you when you were alive? A killer. A motherfucker and a killer. I have another question. Go ahead, Kobo. Why do I love questions so much? Because you're a comparoni. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions? Yeah, give me questions. Give me a comical amount of questions. Coming right up, Caparuni Rooney. This is getting upbeat now. Is my name Rooney? Fuck no, you're no Rooney. I'd strike myself as a Rooney. No, you don't. Between you and me, your name is probably Harry. I still don't know my own name. We're in the 4th hour and I don't know my name. This is great. And I'm asking corpses what my name is. Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible? Because you have. Who killed you? Love did me in, Brother Copo. It was love all along. Probably not. Thinking about these questions, they're only coming from my head, so they're probably all bullshit. But I'm definitely leaving the possibility open to the future idea that, like, my character already knows more about this investigation from the past and may have made the mistake. He may have either drunk himself into oblivion because of what he learned, or somebody may have drugged him. But yeah, his oblivion may have been self-induced, not because he just, like, is so negligent and hates being a cop, but because something already bad was learned over the course of last week, and we've now just got kind of convincing myself that I've been hanging out and not actually accomplishing anything when I maybe have been. Can you ask me a question? Sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Why are you doing this? What? Looking at my face, motionless, looking into my eyes, standing there. Why are you investigating my murder? Because he told me to. Technically, yeah. Because he told me to, nod towards Kim. You're a lying sack of shit, Capo. You're doing this because there's nothing else to do. Everything else is over, it's just me now. I hate you, you stink and you're boring. Do I remind you of someone? Me, encyclopedia. A child born with Muller's disease. Harlequinism. Grown up, miraculously. A baby affected with harlequinism. You sure wriggled out of that one, Caproni. He's talking about me. Capolini. Right, because it was capo, meaning copper, as in police. Cop, officer. Capolini. It was a mutation of that. But I think they said that one first, so I didn't catch the thread at first. But then he said capo, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's easy. Enough. You can come back and look at this face anytime you want. Humor yourself with my harlequin features. Ask me your little questions, freshen your memory, create associations, remind yourself of your mortality, Copolopo. He's got a lot of versions of that. I'm not sure why. I think this game's informed by a culture that I'm not aware of. But I don't know if the culture is based in... Well, no, oh, yeah. It reminds me of playing Pathologic, where they would say strange things in their dialects, and some of them were in-game made-up language stuff, but a lot of it was actually kind of directly tied to the culture it comes from. Kind of like how when you play a game that's made in Japan, but maybe not based on Japan, it might still have little indications of san and sama and stuff like that, honorifics, and certain things kind of are informed by where they're from. I don't know much about the origins of this game, so this might be our window into some of that. Or it might be a dialogue that they just threw in there on their own. Squint and take a step back. As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. Visual calculus. This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You could use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration? Observe. Only the lower extremities are pink, with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air. His face and hands are pink, thighs too. I see it. He adjusts his glasses. His neck, too. The lividity goes right up to his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here. Relax your eyes. The monster comes back into focus. An explosion of color, coursing with dark, marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and into his boot. Oh. This is all really morbid. So what do you think? I think he was upright after death. His hands, feet, and neck are discolored. Agreed. He points to the belt, especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in the head. The hypostasis supports a hanging. Yep, seems like a lynching to me. Everything here seems to corroborate that assumption. But we should still get him down before assigning a probable cause of death. Cover your nose. Something's coming out of him. A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop. The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death. The fuck he's saying? He's talking about shit. Maybe he went to the toilet sometime before. We got lucky, is the accurate thing to say there. Did we? I don't feel lucky. He's beaten up. See the bruises? I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport. Stop talking in riddles, coin slot. He means you fucked him up good, Kuno. The girl yells. Fucked him up brutal-like. Let's catch our breath. But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you, decomposing. How do we get him down? He stops to think, then checks his notes. Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's down. We've been thorough. Do you have a plan for getting him down? Damn, that's like a whole level of experience, unless the cost went up. That's the wrong button. Still says 100. They could just keep it linear. There's no power curve to try to combat with rising enemies and implied higher experience rewards, so they can just keep it a very, very clean, even interval for experience leveling up, and give you points at a regular basis. Steel reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt. Rhetoric. He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's frustrating, annoying, and harder than he thought. Semantics. I have a semantics corner of my brain, and 23 others. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither of us can reach the belt without assistance, and even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airstrip strength material. Can't someone else do it? Maybe we could shoot him down. Oh my god, these are great. We can't ask for help at the harbor probably, because those are the very people that probably did it to him. How can't someone else do it? None of these involve looking for a ladder. I figure we set up my first reference, and I don't know. I don't get bodies out of corpses a lot, so maybe I don't have the best plan. I figure a wooden ramp propped up right here under him to catch him so he doesn't just fall straight down. And then what we do is we go up here and we lower him. We could get a ladder, or even one that climbs this tree, but I don't think we can climb these ones that are already here, but we get a nice little like triangle shaped like step ladder. We just walk on up here and we do the little cinch that I'm pretty sure is meant to be released, because I'm pretty sure these are reusable straps and aren't like permanent straps. Other than that, you could try to slide it off, but he's pretty heavy, so probably not that. But you can probably unlatch it, and if not, yeah, next option is probably to saw the tree. So that's probably it. We could saw the branch. Climb up there and saw the branch. Yeah, either of us could do it. We could use the kid's ladder on the side of the tree. I don't trust that ladder. The assailants didn't use it. It's rotten and less sturdy than it looks. And I don't see another good way up there. How close is that roof to that? It doesn't look that close. He looks around, then at you. Honestly, I prefer a non-acrobatic solution to this. Why? Clown cops climb tree, fall down, he says, furrowing his brow. Enraged cop assaults children after falling down tree. They like that word. Cretin cop saws... cretin cop. They like that word. Saws the branch he's sitting on, literally. Local children report corpse mutilation. Fuck yeah, climb that shit, monkeys! See, you're only making them do things you're only making them do those things less. The clock keeps ticking forward while I'm talking, and it's freaking me out a little bit. I'm just... because I can hear it move, and I'm not used to that. Like a little mechanical clock. I never see it happen, though, so I don't know if it has a rollover animation. It probably just instantly changes. So we're just gonna let these kids bully us into not doing it now. I'm not afraid of newspapers. We shouldn't be. Oh, no. He shakes his head slowly. We should be very afraid of newspapers. And the radio stations, too. We should be wary of enticing them in any way. You're right, the risks are too high, and there are too many. Yes, we should use acrobatics as the very last option, after we've tried everything normal. I don't think cutting the tree is acrobatic, by the way. In fact, if you call like local services to deal with a problem like this, one of the first things is usually somebody in a scissor lift cutting something down. I don't know how to pronounce that, Jesus Christ. What's the asterisk mean? Oh, I was hoping the asterisk would explain the word. These have got to be the most boring multi-capaya I've ever seen. Mulcupaya. Not even just an umlauted A, but two umlauted A's. Okay. That usually means that you're transitioning from one syllable to another syllable within the vowels. The one A ends a syllable and the other one begins a new one, and it just gets a lot harder. Can't someone else do it? Someone else? He pauses. You mean like the police? The police don't necessarily do this. They can oversee it, but they can organize it. But they don't necessarily retrieve the body in these kinds of ways sometimes. Well, not when it requires special skills. I love how deliciously complicated this entire scenario is, though, that we're spending hours looking at a body. Rhetoric. What was that about processing, then? What was that about processing, then? Weren't they supposed to take care of the boots? Why don't they help? Can't the boys from processing take care of this? No. Why? Think of the boys from processing as murderers. Only instead of people, they murder crime scenes. Processing is a wrecking crew. They know how to commission off items and how to work the incinerator in the morgue. I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us, and we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down fast. You know what? Maybe we should check the harbor. If we check the harbor, maybe we can go there under the pretense of, hey, we need some help with the body, and we might be able to get a false well, also a true pretense, but a false pretense under which to get close to some of those people, and maybe get some information to leak out about how they maybe did this in the first place. Might make them nervous. Maybe we can ask for help from the harbor. I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appear to be suspects in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down. Logic. I would really prefer if there was another way. These people might have an agenda. Let's consider other options first. But what other options are there? The corpse twists in the belt like a chicken on a skewer. We can't not do it. I'm not even going to suggest shooting my gun randomly in town, because I'm going to pull some cool tricks while children are around, even though they kind of deserve to be hit by ricochets. No. Let's commit to it. That's it. We have to ask for help from the harbor. Okay. He looks at the cargo belt. They do have the tools and the men, and since it looks like they put him there, they can get him down too. He sighs. Okay, let's do it the lousy, dangerous way. But won't it be dangerous? How do we get inside the harbor? From the gates. By negotiating or fighting. I'm unenthusiastic about fighting. He looks around. Or we can try to find some secret third path. It's unlikely though. Rhetoric, to the gates! Let's negotiate! Aw, Rhetoric so excited, like a puppy. A puppy that's going to get me killed. You know, are you even one of my good puppies? Okay, just making sure. I gotta remember, my good colors are blue and gold. Purple and pink, orange, magenta are bad. How do I plus sign these? There's a plus sign here. When do I get those? Do I actually get to raise my main skills eventually? Anyway. Then let's get to it then. Leave. Are we gonna warp out? Okay, no. I wasn't sure if we were just gonna leave this conversation or go all the way down. It sounds like we had a reason to talk to Kumo again, but also I've got my journal. I've got a lot to go on. My damaged ledger. Instant photo of tattoos. Lieutenant Kitsugi snapped this photo of the hanged man's tattoos. It displays the intricate web of blue lines stretching across his torso. You have to admit it looks quite cool. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man. From the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time the lines intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. It almost looks like the electronic patterns inside a radio computer or an old filament memory, but not quite. What's the meaning of this tattoo? For you to discover, you've gotten as far as you will without assistance. Someone who knows something about history could tell you. History. Who are you? Gone. Alright, well, he's universal in his reactions about that particular question, I suppose. Why is his face blurred out? That's weird. That's just generally weird. Put the photo away. Alright, well, he's had a bad time. Let's talk to Kuno, everyone's favorite Kuno.
Fuck, does Kuno care?
The boy turns to you. He doesn't care. Empathy. Legendary. Alright. Let's see. This is a white check. You may retry it. Yeah, I think that's the distinction is if it has a white, the skills have backgrounds, so all the skills have white backgrounds. I thought they might have been difficulty indications of some kind, but in particular it seems to be that one of these, if one of them has a white background, it's a white check, which means you can retry it. Earlier we saw a red check back in the bar, I think, and that's a check that you do once and it goes away forever. to figure out what's going on with this kid. Oh my god. Yeah. Come back during my empathy playthrough, huh? Very low percent, 3%. How many different dice combinations are there? Let's see. How many different outcomes are there for 2 dice? And also, why am I Googling? It's 36, you idiot. I literally started Googling that. I'm like, it's 6 times 6. It's 30. It's 30. It's 36. What is wrong with you, Keith? It's just the number of sides on one dice times the number of sides on another dice. That's how that works. Sorry, I just forgot how to do calculations on probability for a second there. Or I just overestimated the difficulty of the probability and didn't even check until the midway through when I realized how stupid that was. So yeah, I was suspecting that the 3% is indicative of the lowest possible percentage that this game has, because the dice rolls in this game are based around rolling 2 dice. That's 2 6-sided, 2d6. So you can get 36 different configurations of solutions. This does involve separately counting one dice and another dice getting 2 and 4, then the opposite ones getting 2 and 4, I think. I think that still counts. Like old doubles and old reverse combinations of the same results count towards those 36 combinations, I think. So 36. Does this quite check out? That'd be 33, wouldn't it? About. I don't know, it about checks out. It's not quite though, because 36. I wonder if they counted something differently or not, or if I'm making a mistake. But anyway, if you have 33 different combinations of dice, then that would mean that your resolution you're dealing with is 3% per offput. Generally speaking, I think, and I can't double check this in my memory right now, but we'll see. We'll look at it going forward. I think every single percentage in this game might be an interval of 3 all the way through the entire game. So 3, 6, all the way up to like 97, and then 97, then 100. Or 99, I guess, yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's the issue, is you have to round it eventually anyway. It'd be 96, then 99. Yeah. Anyway, I think whenever something says like 97 or 96%, whatever it said before, if it even has yet, that would be that. I think that's when it's saying that the only way to fail is to get snake eyes, which always loses no matter what. So you can't ever have 100% in this game. And whenever it says 3%, I think it means you actually need a literal snake. You need 2 6s in order to win. You need a perfect roll like this. Well, you know, legendary failure. He's on your crime scene, bossing you around, and he's been there for some time too. This is where he hangs out. You have to get more out of him. He could be useful. I take it that if you're just a god of empathy, which, given infinite time, I would be in a second playthrough. I bet you could just crack this guy open like an egg and he just fucking spills all this stuff and completely changes the layout of this entire part of the story. Kuno, listen, I know this boundary pushing thing is new to you, but it's old news for us grown-ups. Get your snout out of Kuno's ass! He waves you off. Kuno knows how hard Kuno pushes it. Kuno pushes it hard level. Whoa. Did all the shadows just load? What the fuck happened? Something happened on the screen and I just kind of jumped. You should give up, Popo, or Kun will keep fucking it. Or the Kun will keep fucking it out of you. Are you okay, Kuno? She looks worried. The Kun has her confused. The Kun? That went wrong. He took it as a compliment. Then he had a minor seizure. I want to discuss the body with you, Kuno. The fuck about it? Where's the rest of his armor? Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor. How come? Kuno's fuck Gibbs got one big thing wrong with him and he's a fucking mutant. A mutant? Look at him! He points to the body. Fucking growth hormone shit, he's a giant. The armor's too big for any man. He drills his temples with the fingers in some strange aggressive gesture. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away. What do you mean you threw it away? Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big. He performs a kick off on the imaginary helmet. So he took the armor off. It didn't fit him. He's like, this could fit no man. Never mind the fact that he's a child. Kuno kicked that shit to the sea, rugby style. That shit means nothing to Kuno. You threw it in the sea? Yeah, that shit means nothing to Kuno, he repeats. Kuno doesn't give a shit about some material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk. You wanna fuck on someone about the armor? Go fuck that mustache union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gates. What do you mean troubadour? Yeah, cock and boots. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit. Came around pretending like he cares about cows. Why is he pretending to care about cows? Oh yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows, trying to catch a peep at Kuno's armor. Go to the gates, ask him yourself. Peep at, now he wants to catch a peep at your armor? So you're hiding the armor or did you throw it in the sea? Curious, my liege. Why did Kuno feed you this information? And you're telling me this out of the kindness of your heart, Kuno. Yeah, Kuno's doing charity today. Kuno Day. Kuno feels sorry for you two loser pigs. Kuno's doing pity now. Still, seems suspicious. He may have it in for the guy. Or you may be paranoid. That is also a possibility, sire. My drama calls me sire, because I'm fabulous. There are contusions all over the body. Do you do that? Fuck you on about? What's this, a contusion shit? He grabs his head like it's suddenly hurting. He says you're stupid, Kuno. They want to make you stupid again. I hate words too. A contusion's a bruise. I'm talking about the marks your stones left on the corpse. Oh, did Kuno make your shit sniffing harder? Obstruction of shit sniffing. Let's go off as... Oh, he lets go of his head, suddenly feeling better. This is Kuno's kingdom. Kuno fucking rules here. Whenever he goes back to his dumb shit, he feels better, like represses all of his thought feelings that make him feel bad. Obstruction of shit sniffing. So he knows obstruction. Perception. You hear the lieutenant hum. Alright, let's talk about something else. You're testing Kuno's patience here. I have more questions about the crime scene. Yeah, the kingdom of Kuno. The fuck you want with it? The dead man's clothes were in the trash container. Points to the container. How'd they get here? Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit's beneath Kuno. I need to know. It could be a lead in the investigation. Someone may have tampered with the murder scene. Listen, he stops you. Kuno doesn't care about this small-time shit. Just listen. Kuno saw what you did there. Dumpster diving, sad shit. Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Kuno's wearing. He points you to his pants. Your size, good price, 500 real. Perception. You seem... you'd have to be blind not to notice the giant white letters F-A-L-N running down his trouser leg. Alright, entertain me. What's so great about these pants? Pig, these are found modulars, liquid fit, performance crotch, urban survival shit. Made in Mirova by scientists. Pants scientists. Believe it, you'd need this shit. He unzips his jacket to give you a quick peek at the plastic wrapped pants. They're graphite black and look brand new. Savoir faire. Savoir faire? Savoir faire? These could drastically improve your chances of survival in the urban wilderness. Trivial. It's trivial for you to detect how important these pants are to your survival. Conceptualization. They will also make you into an idiot, but like metaphorically. I might be interested in these pants. Let's talk about this later. Alright, Piggo. His face lights up. Shit's rolling. Don't do business with the pig, Kuno. He's gonna steal all your money, Kuno. Yeah, but I'm tricking these people into liking me. If they think I'm gonna be a customer, maybe they'll answer some fucking questions. As you can see, Kuno nods towards the fence. Kuno and C don't trust you. Can't do business without trust. There was also a mug in the trash. Show him the mug. The fuck? A mug in the trash? Is this about the fucking clothes again? Oh my god, our options again. You can call it the... So you can say, does the racist mug have anything to do with it? Or you can call it the adequate depiction of a South Samaritan man. Or this quaint, better not taken out of its historical context mug have anything to do with it? Or actually, does it... talking about this makes me uncomfortable. Better not taken out of its historical context is very much the wearing gloves version of handling this. Yes, does this racist mug have anything to do with it? Yeah, Kuno sees where this is going. Kuno's got the fast brain, he whispers excitedly. You saying you pigs are after the mug fucker because he's the clothes fucker? Sure. Can't hear you, Kuno. Speak louder, Kuno. How could anyone not hear him ever? That's exactly what I'm saying, Kuno. Someone has tampered with the crime scene. Cleaned up some of it. Shit, that's tense. He thinks for a moment. Someone's going to the beatdown basement, huh? Mug guy's gonna get tied to the radiator. He nods in approval. Kuno doesn't... The color just changed again. It's freaking me out. I think it's because I've been talking for so long that it's been like half an hour in game already. So like time of day keeps changing, but like when I click, does talking make time pass directly? If I sit here for half an hour and I walk away and let the game run, will this go move or is it... Okay, 12:43. Let's see if the time changes when I click. Kuno doesn't know how to put that shit in... Kuno doesn't know who put that shit in there. And if he did, he wouldn't squeal. But if you find out, maybe you can. Logic. Tell the Kuno who it was? He's curious. He likes putting two and two together. Ooh. Kuno's turning into a fun kid that like wants to solve mysteries because he likes to feel smart, even though he doesn't like having to be smart. He just wants to have the end result of smart. Stop turning into a pig, Kuno. They're trying to get you hooked on the snitching. He lets out a hiss, even meaner than before. Get away from my Kuno. Yeah, Kuno jumps back. Get your bacon shit away. Kuno doesn't like being seen with the popo. Get your shit done out of Kuno's face. There's some toxic shit going on with him right now. So if he didn't have a third party questioning his masculinity and his front, then he might actually give in to his own curiosities instead of being Kuno. Interesting, the complexities of this character. Locked. At least I could try again, but now it's locked. Maybe it comes back next time I unlock my empathy locks. Because previously I locked an endurance check and then I unlocked my endurance check when I got my shit together. So maybe you can do that in the future. Okay, I'm off. Kuno doesn't fucking care. Well, we've been here for hours. Hey, what if I talk to you? I bet you love being talked to. Maybe she'll throw something at me.
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out, I think.
Take one step closer.
Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come to take me in.
I just want to ask you some questions. Take another step closer.
I'm going away for a long, long time, Kuno. Going away for life.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
What are those strange words you use, girl?
I come from the woods, Kutta Vittu. You don't want to go there with me. You don't want to see what I've seen.
Don't be traumatizing, eh? Get the fuck out of here!
Shit, he doesn't like it when I talk to her.
I'll die before I squeal, pig.
Child, converse with me. Listen, child. That corpse made me puke. Twice. The game counted, apparently. And I was wondering why you don't.
Stay away from me, pig. You don't want to see what happens when you corner me.
Alright, every time I talk to her, the conversation just ends. These people have, defense mechanisms in place. Strong ones, at that. But as far as you can zoom out here. Alright. I'm overdue to look at this guy. My damaged ledger. This is the ledger you found in the trash. It's full of notes written in a man's dense cursive. Have a closer look. Maybe it can be salvaged to start keeping notes in the case. It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. Anything else? There's a piece of toilet paper. Or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper. Desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. Can we copy everything over to a new thing and burn this? Ugh. It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor. For you. A piece of toilet paper clinging to the blue plastic. Ugh. Conceptualization. Thank you, Waterlog Ledger, for spelling it out for us. Oh right, my conceptualization didn't say it was a metaphor. The ledger itself did somehow. That was challenging? Challenging 12 versus your total, 12. Succeeded. So I think these checks are automatic. I think this kind of check... So I needed to have exactly 12 in order to get this, in order to do the skill, basically. Which I do. If I had slightly less, I wouldn't have gotten this result. And I think that that's... I don't think that's a dice roll. I think these ones are just a skill check. Like a direct check. And that, otherwise, it's a lot of rolls going on. And also a lot of randomization during dialogue, which would be a little a lot to deal with. Inspect the toilet paper. It's just toilet paper, sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You take it off, if you want. Leave it there, it's cool. Maybe it's kitchen tissue, they look exactly the same. Just take it off. Maybe it'll have something on it. I leveled up from cleaning toilet paper off of my clipboard. Glorious. Glamorous, even. Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off your finger and voila! The ledger now looks marginally better. Inspect the clip. An aluminum block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, a tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip. Run your finger across the aluminum. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. Perception. Looks like an official mark, made to be low visibility outside the right circumstances. Logic. It is similar to the RCM watermark of your blazer, the lieutenant mentioned. Didn't he say something about the headlights of his motor carriage? That you can read these there? Lieutenant, is this one of those hologram watermarks you mentioned? What? He's lost his own notes. He takes a moment for him to see it. Yes, a halogen watermark used for adding information to the RCM property. Interesting. What kind of information? It depends. Aside from anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue. I wouldn't want my address to be... Do you mean the station address? I wouldn't want my address to be on my clothes. Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved. Or my address. How can I read it? Any capable light with the right wavelength will do. Before, you mentioned the headlights of your vehicle? Yes. There is a pause. RCM vehicles have headlights tuned especially to reveal halogen watermarks. This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the headlights on. That's all. Thank you. Okay. He returns to his neatly kept notes. Yep, white and yellow papers. Look at the clipboard. It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone into submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4-sized board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back you see the embossed letters RCM. Shake the ledger. Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment? And something small inside? Light? Made of paper or cardboard? Or dried flowers, perhaps? Permeables. It's not hidden, per se. The compartment is made for permeable materials that would get damaged if something happened to it. Peek inside. The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center. How would I open it? With your hands? U4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board. That should be easy enough, opening the hidden compartment with my amazing interfacing skill because I'm a cool ninja. Medium success, and I rolled well, 6 and 4. The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off the slides. If you bend the plastic with your knee slowly, the slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, you know, slide the drawer open. Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open. What's inside? 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard. Fucking kill yourself, you asshole. Jesus Christ. He's frustrated with himself. He doesn't care about these things. Alright, well, what's the ticket stubs? 2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles towards each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to a zoo on Vancouver East. The aquarium costs extra. Please let you go there too. Ah. Tickets to the zoo and the aquarium. I actually went there recently. Stephanie and I went to a local zoo / theme park, and one of the highlights there was going to a place that I always like to go to when I was a kid, which is the Shark Tube, or at least that's what I call it. It has some boring name like Sharks or whatever, but it's one of those glass tubes you walk through where you kind of are inside of the very tank itself, and you can look around, and various manta rays and fish and sharks and so on are swimming left and right, to your left and to your right and above you all at once. Just kind of getting that kind of view is always neat. So that was a neat little thing to revisit. Little strange going to a theme park that was newer when you were a kid and having it not be a big successful rich place. So everything's been switched out. Nothing's been switched out is the issue. It's all the same rides and all the same signs from when you were a kid, all faded now, all dustier, all covered in more webs, all manned by employees that maybe care less than they seem to when you were younger. But maybe that's just your age, not that. But yeah, seeing everything age and certain elements be abandoned and so on. The unique way that trafficked areas can age. Pick up the card. Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue. Smell it first. It smells like chewing gum, apricot flavored. A touch of cinnamon. The end of summer. You think the label says Tutti Frutti. Tutti Frutti's canon? Open it. Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry. It begins. You're already reading. I want to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Volition. Throw it away. Please. We had vague reference to some kind of ex that he's very torn up about at the moment. This might be that ex. But it will make me happy. A merciful wind blows in from the Bay of Revacol, dusting the ground at your feet and raising newspapers far away. You feel the card slipping into it. What was that? Shivers. Oh, shivers. I'm not supposed to get you very often. You're my weak boy. Frisson covers your entire body. A feeling of cold, a persistent chill. Hold on to it. Read the card. Your hands shake, holding on to it. Every morning, when I step out, and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest down Voyager Road. Every time I take a step, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step on the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 49, and walk back to you. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always come back to it. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything about you gets dark. Small white dots appear. Conceptualization. Sparks fall like snow from the bow collector. A streetcar, distancing. Item lost, damaged ledger. You feel the ledger slip from your hands, fall sideways. Did I just die? Or am I gonna hallucinate? The fuck? What?
There is nothing.
What? Did the game just start over?
Again.
Nothing?
Nothing, sad brother. No treachery, just blackout.
Just lie there, passed out.
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you, that's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering somewhere in the basal ganglia.
Who's that?
That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
And who was that?
Who is what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it, still trying to hold on to the great sorrow slipping in the water. Slimy.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow, because it's always there.
White mourning, thought gained. Tell him! Tell him!
Ah, yes, and in the olfactory system, they call it the apricot chewing gum scented one. It's unhealthy of them to linger on it so, but as they say, what do you do?
It smelled so nice.
It didn't smell nice. It smelled like betrayal.
Where's the Voyager Road?
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
There was something about a bow collector, too.
Yeah, man. What was that about?
Yeah, man. What was that about? Was that the X something? The...
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing?
No, it was beautiful.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape, its lack of beauty was not the problem.
Enough. Just lie here, motionless.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
What is that? It's cold.
Yes, they're pouring something on you, something in you, and
It's delicious. Thanks, Perception. You're so enthusiastic. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness. Where am I? This is Copris Kanema that's talking to me right now. Oh, looks like we're back at the vehicle that I've never met yet. Apparently that's where we've ended up. In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsurugi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket. The air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin. Drink water. The lieutenant is extending a small canister to your mouth. Drink. I healed my no health because I don't have a... My health's more of a binary state. This water is cold, silvery, the step of life itself. As it pours down your parched throat, the pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts. Let's go into my thought space for a second, because some new shit came up here. Yeah. The bow collector. Temporary research bonus, -1 authority, hell on earth. -1 hand-eye coordination, hell on earth. So processing this will make me sad, I guess. For 6 hours, I'll be harmed by the process of trying to investigate this. Sparks fall like snow from the bow collector of streetcar number 42, slowly down the slope from Voyager Road, then east on the B206, across the river, to where there are no closed factories or ruins, to study at the academy. Electrical cables run overhead, and the bow collector draws across them like a musical instrument. A flash. She's standing at the rear window, holding onto the rail, in a spring coat, waving at you. Internalize. I tried to find this, by the way, once I realized that these are all parts of one giant tapestry of a huge drawing, but the largest version you can get is 1,000 pixels, which is not amazing. I think it was 1,000 across. I was hoping to get at least like a 16 by 9, like 1920 by 1080 or something for my desktop wallpaper or something, but I don't know. They're saying they're gonna. There's apparently a post claiming the developers are gonna put out a full-size version of it to go alongside like the deluxe edition of this game or something like that. I just want to get a hold of that picture. I just want to go pouring through it. I get the feeling that it's not exactly full of spoilers. If you look at these images, it's very hard to even attach them to the thing that they're actually attached to. White morning. Am I out of slots? Unlock a new slot to research the thought. Oh. So my volumetric shit compressor gave me... It unlocked all white endurance checks for the game, I guess. And gave me a learning cap of 4. But the very act of having my shit together reduces how much I can do? Unlock a new slot to research this thought. Spend 1 skill point to unlock a new slot. Oh. Interesting. Skill points 1. You can spend your skill points on your thought cabinet. That's interesting. That's good to know. I think I will. I'm a detective. I'm gonna have a lot of plates spinning. White morning. Another minus to authority. Little guy gets further and further away. You see yourself from above. You're passing out on the blue tiles of the hostel room floor. Even from this distance, you can see your eyelids flutter. At the mention of what? A great white object, letting out its sweet smell. Like a lily of the valley. The little man's forgotten its name, but he still remembers the feeling. And look, he moves. The feeling animates him. He instinctively reaches out for the feeling's best friend, a bottle of Commodore Red. He puts on his disco clothes and gets smaller and smaller. We're gonna figure our shit out, damn it. Whether my own brain wants me to or not. The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself. As it pours down your parched throat, the pounding in your head recedes, the darkness parts. Drink. He tilts the canister. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Yeah, I've been wondering about that. I haven't had anything to eat or drink all game so far, since I woke up. And I'm doing, like, police work. Like, you think I'd take a break for breakfast? It's just a good idea. I would like to go take a break for breakfast. It's just all around a good idea, please. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration. Drink. Well, I'm healing a lot, except I'm not. With greedy gulps, you gulp down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed of it. He seems nice in general. Maybe that's why they gave him a freaking saintly halo behind him. Because it's the only thing keeping this whole thing on track. What happened? I should ask you the same. You were reading your paperwork, then you passed out. I carried you to my kinema to take you to a hospital, then you came to. How long was I out? 10 minutes, maybe. You had trouble getting me here. I was dehydrated. It won't happen again. Right. He hands you the waterlogged remains of your ledger. You dropped this. Are you okay to proceed? Let's solve this case. Good. The ledger of failure and hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your hands for skill bonuses. Find it under the tools section in your inventory. And hopefully I can still look at the pages, because I never got to read them pages. Got all distracted with my impending doom and all that. Ah. The Ledger of Failure and Hatred. What a fucking name. Well, it looks better now. This is the same ledger you found in the trash, only worse somehow. It makes you think about the letter. About the woman's handwriting. About not wanting to get out of bed in the morning. Note. Mouse over the item to see effects. -2 authority. +1 inland empire and empathy. +1 to empathy. Empathy's not listed here though. Is it a net? Is it a net or? Ah. You have to hold it in your hand. -2 authority. My authority just keeps going down, doesn't it? Intimidate the public, assert yourself. Versus having empathy and this cool inside brain that tells me things. Interesting.